Hello and welcome back to the Place to Be Reviews Tuesday Night TerrorVision episode number 7. Etep right here with you, joined by Mrs. Co-host Trina. How are you doing this evening, Trina?
I am well, happy to be here. This movie is something. Looking forward to reviewing it. And welcome back, Chris and Alan from Grave Reviews.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Glad to have you guys back. It was fun the first time, so we said, "Hey, we're gonna watch a Oscar-worthy movie here. Let's have Alan and Chris help us with this one. Let's bring them back on."
So when Trina said this movie was something, she was right.
It
was something.
I honestly think Madman might have been better than this.
Yeah.
I looked this, and we talked a little bit about this off air. This was a movie I looked at much like the movie Monkey Shines, which I watched a couple of years ago. And I was like, as a kid, I remember that movie being dope. I'm like, this was fucking badass. And then we watched it a couple of years ago. I think it was like my 41st birthday on a stream. And I'm like,
I was dumb.
I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I suggested this. That's my bad. I'll own that one. That's right. That was.
Trust me, we've had those too.
Yeah, though this is not what I remember, but I remember it. Damn it, I remember it.
It's funny because Chris and I were talking earlier today, and I have to tell you up front, Chris literally sent me a message that said, "Okay, bad dreams equals bad movie," and I said back, "You nailed that one, brother."
Yeah.
The fact that they literally said Freddy Krueger move over, that has absolutely zero to do with the supernatural, I was like,
oh.
Yeah.
This movie has a deceptive trailer. And I'm going to show, for those of you watching, if you've never seen the trailer for the 1988 Nightmare on Elm Street knockoff, Bad Dreams.
Not the Freddy.
No. This is, here, I'll play the trailer. Here we go.
Coming soon on video and DVD.
That trailer makes that movie look bad as hell. Like, it really does.
It's parts.
I would watch that movie.
Right? Like, if we could get that, can we get the Snyder cut of that?
Right, yeah.
Just a thought.
So I was talking to my wife about this movie, and I told her, I said, babe, I said, there was so many wonderful ideas here that if they had the right actors and actresses and went in a slightly different direction, this could have been a compelling and fun movie, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it did.
Yeah. Can you survive bad dreams? Yes, but I'm not happy about it.
I am not happy about it at all. I got about halfway through this, and I literally almost said to myself, I had to refrain from sending Etep a message going, "Are you sure this is the movie you want?" Are you sure?
I was absolutely sure.
Apparently, I watched it before you did.
Yeah. Like I said, man. Again, I feel like I should be like giving the Zack Snyder speech right now, Trina. We talked about this. I have no affiliation with Bad Dreams, any of the actors, actresses, except Jennifer Rubin.
Dream Warriors.
Yeah. My God, she was the only good thing about this movie. She tried. It's like, I feel like Mr. Meeseeks from Rick and Morty. It's like, ooh, she's trying, Jerry. Ooh. Like, it was just so. I have no, and just in case any of you were wondering about the intro and the ICP, this is from 1999. Yes, I was a juggalo. So I have no bones about that. I'm recovered now. I've moved up a few tax brackets since I was spraying Fago.
You really should have disclosed that to me before you asked me to co-host with
disclosure.
Yeah.
Well, my wife is related to Shaggy Two Dope, so I mean, it's
Is that one of the members of the group?
Yeah,
I don't know them at all.
Oh, okay. So it's Violent J's the fat one, and Shaggy Two Dope is the skinny one.
Oh, cool.
Shaggy's her cousin.
Nice.
So when you said that you were wanting to watch this movie, I was like, okay, cool. I remembered seeing it, when I was younger, and I remembered that Richard Lynch was in it, and Bruce Abbott, both of which who were pretty convincing actors for the time. And I may be really out of it here, but I literally at one point in time when I was younger, I would see Richard Lynch and think, is that Rutger Hauer?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. No, he looks. They look very similar, man, and they were both in that genre of like the science fiction horror, like B schlock kind of. It's
with the exception of The Hitcher, which was one of the best movies of the 80s. That's just my.
Oh, come on, Lady Hawk. Come on.
Lady Hawk.
The Hitcher. Okay, we need to do one on that because the new one with Sean Bean wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't bad.
And Sean Bean is it was like, oh cool, he survived. It's finally Sean Bean lives.
You're right. One movie, he got one.
One time. He got it once.
Spider-Man came in, was like, everybody gets one, Sean. Everybody gets one. But this movie, like you mentioned, Alan, really good ideas. The beginning, and let me preface, as we've talked about, I have to do what I normally do here. Let's play the title card for the movie, and which I loved the opening of this with the underlying, like the deep score, the way the title card hits, the sound effect, the look of what's his name? Harris Franklin is the leader of the Field Unity cult, or the Unity Fields. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Richard Lynch.
Richard Lynch, yeah, and his character's name is Harris
Franklin Harris.
Yeah, Franklin Harris is the cult leader, and you get that shot of him, and then this house has fucking creeped me out since I saw the trailer for this movie when they show that shot of the house. I love that aesthetic the same way I do Halloween 4's opening credits.
I agree.
To me, Halloween 4's opening sequence is probably the best in the entire franchise. It is. It captures that Midwest aesthetic, and I live in the Midwest, so I'm like, I can really, that's why I always gravitated towards that. And this, just the look of it, I don't know. It's just always, it's not supposed to be the Midwest, obviously, but the aesthetic of it and the house is so fucking creepy.
Yeah, we're right into that whole, like, we're baptizing. I like how they did this, where the pouring of the water over everybody. You think it's water until all of a sudden it's like, oh, that's not water.
That's
Like, I loved how they played into that, but the problem was this house didn't have enough airtime in the whole movie, other than the one scene and then exploding,
and then a couple of flashbacks.
Yeah. I feel like the house, given the right opportunity, could have almost, if this makes sense, could have been kind of a character in the movie.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like,
no, I
agree
with you.
Those set pieces that has like a life to it.
Absolutely.
The Norman Bates house, right?
Thank you. That's what this kind of, like, the look and the way they shot it. And I'm sure, I don't know, I didn't get a chance to look into it because I really wanted to. If this was just a facade, a front. Quick. Yeah, but it looked, the way they shot it looked so good.
it reminds me a lot of the way they shot the outside of the house for Salem's Lot. Because they had that same type, and that one was a facade, right? And I'm hoping this one wasn't, because I loved it. And to be honest with you, Trina and Etep, when we watched this, and I hated this movie, but I loved, and I mean loved, the first 15 minutes. Right? That
the setup.
Was, I was like, and even after the setup, when they go to the mental hospital, which I know I'm jumping ahead just a little bit, but that whole section, I was like, I was in, and then that's when they lost me. But yeah, you're right. This beginning, they needed more of that. Absolutely needed more of that.
I made a mention of Lynch, the Franklin character. His monologue, the way he delivers his lines as he's baptizing them, is so like, I've done a lot of psychology and work in college and stuff like that, and it's like that the serial killer cult leader type mindset. Those people are fascinating, and I want to say I've read some stories, is kind of looking in this movie before, like Lynch was kind of like a different cat, like. You know what I mean? Like as a person, like outside of his roles, he was a little like eccentric.
One of those method actors. Where you get that you're not right in society, but that not right, makes a damn good actor.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, he's very he was very convincing in his roles.
Yes, I agree. I've liked, and it's funny because that's what I said earlier on. You saw that you had Bruce Abbott, you saw that you had Richard Lynch, and you're like, okay, this should be pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Right.
Harris Yulin, who plays Beresford the doctor, he's from Scarface. I remember he was Mel in Scarface, the one dirty cop.
And
he's
been in a lot of movies.
Oh yeah. And Jennifer, like I said, Jennifer Rubin, who is fresh off Dream Warriors in this movie, which you think about, this came out in 88, Dream Warriors 87. She had to shoot these almost like back to back.
Yeah.
Like on top of each other almost. And
that played into this movie where they were like, hey, when you're done, bring a script over here. We'll look through it a little bit. And we'll play the not the Freddy. He's not Freddy.
So
Harris.
If I may share something with you, sir. I don't know about you guys, but for me, right, Jennifer Rubin reminds me an awful lot, if you would add this to the screen, sir, of Canadian actress Kobe Smulders. Do you see this face here? Am I wrong?
No.
They look like they could be sisters, or because of the age, maybe mother-daughter, something along those lines. But when I was watching this movie for the longest time, I was thinking, is this the same girl from How I Met Your Mother?
Right.
And then I thought to myself, no, the time doesn't add up. But appearance-wise, I was like, yeah. That face right there in this black and white right here, they look like they could be sisters.
It's true.
Yeah, there's a reason I've had a thing for both of those women at separate times for totally unrelated reasons.
So you have a type, is what you're saying.
To answer Frankie's question, the difference between a bad dream and a nightmare is a bad dream that wakes you up. Yeah, there is actually a difference.
A bad dream and a nightmare. The difference in this case is that a nightmare contains characters that you actually care about.
Bad dream does not. I'll tell you what, man. I think Jennifer Rubin doing her own stunts where she threw herself down the steps was pretty damn good. I mean,
she
took the safe route.
I loved her. It was everyone around her that I didn't care about.
And Bruce Abbott was in Reanimator, and was freaking great in that. Like I said, you've got really good character actors. And let me see. So we got, after we get the house blowing up, which, again, before we go, that was another one. It's like practical effects, man.
Right,
that is the one thing I can say about this movie, really positive, is that it has nothing to do with the Fast and the Furious or street racing. And as Trina seems to be out running her Honda Civic. I'm just kidding, Trina. But
Oops, sorry about that. And yeah, sorry about the noise. I have to have my windows open. It's sweltering in here.
I'm messing with you. It's fine. I'm messing with you. No, but I totally lost my train of thought now. Fuck. But no, the practical effects. The practical effects were in a movie with so much wrong with it. That was one of the things outside of Rubin and Lynch's performance, to me anyway, that was a standout, was the effects. Like I said, the house blowing up, that was a cool sequence. And I love that the 80s had no fucking idea what a house fire would actually look like. When all you have to do is study Devil's Night in Detroit from 84 to 92, and you'll see thousands of them.
Right. We didn't do that here, though.
No, but it was a cool explosion sequence, and that leads to them finding her, Cynthia, in the wreckage, and 24 to 30 bodies, I think it was. Right. Which it didn't look like that many people in the room in the flashback sequence. You know, it's like, were they dispersed around the house? Shouldn't they have all been in the room? But we'll get there.
Whatever.
We'll get there. Logic.
I'm just sure there's some plot armor somewhere we could find. I mean,
30 bodies. We only have money for about 10 in the cast in this scene, so make it look like 30.
Right.
How am I supposed to shoot this?
Shoot it on this side, then go around. Shoot it on the other side. Twice as many.
So they tried to shoot it like an AEW wrestling show. There's my only wrestling reference for the night, Trina.
Oh my God, I'm gonna kill him.
Hey, he had to have one, Trina. Give him some slack.
Angry wall of text from Trina already. She had it on. She was sitting there with her finger on the button, just waiting.
He's gonna do it.
I had it pre-typed.
I know. She's got a fucking bunch of templates. I'm telling you, that's preparation. Hey, Tommy, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, man. So she's in a coma, and I like how we get the flashbacks showing the other cult members in Harris. They're calling to her, you know, as you see the vitals kind of spiking as it's telling her to come home. And then she wakes up, and there's Dr. Beresford. And then you have the whole media circus, which 13 years, I'm like, she is extremely thin and hasn't aged. Like, how old was she supposed to? Because she was a child. And then it's like, they're showing the flashbacks. She looked like she's about 17 in the flashbacks. I'm like, so that would put her at 30 now. I'm like,
what's going on?
Just don't, dude. Just don't.
I know, it hurts.
And I love...
Timey-wimey.
Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. But I love the media. They're like, she's awake. Does she know anything about the murders? She's been in a coma for 13 years. They took her out of the fire. Yeah, she was in a sleepy state for 13 years. Grill her, first thing. And the police officers, too, where... You know, it's like, I'm not ruling out she did it. You know, it's probably over there laughing as everybody was on fire. Ha, ha, ha. What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, she's like, she only remembers the 70s.
Yeah.
Right. All of her friends that were high as hell. They were like, yo, man, if I kill you, it's because I love you.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah. No, that's not a thing. Like, that's never been a thing.
Oh, my God. You I love this, man.
If I kill you, it's like I'm releasing you and you can move on. And it's like, I don't wanna.
No. I don't wanna.
I don't wanna. I'm good right here.
This is back in the 80s. Listen, man, just give me my dime bag and let me go.
What up, J-Man? Yeah. The cult, yeah, it's very But the one thing you were talking about, the media and how they were grilling her, it's like, Well, the one thing they depicted accurately in 1988 was modern media. They're literally retarded. 13-year coma. Let's ask her questions she can't possibly know the answers to, and go.
Go
I know.
now. And also, this movie is a testament to 1980s mental health awareness.
Yeah.
Because there was
like, first of all, you're locking. You did the crazy thing with halls full of, and they can literally walk in and out of this fucking elevator.
Yeah,
I know.
Right out onto the street. You know, who cares? And
they can walk off the elevator into the only fans that supply electrical supply to the
listen.
No, we'll get to the turbines. We'll get to the fucking turbines.
Sorry, I jumped a little ahead, but I'm just like,
my God. I was watching that going like, hey, we can knock one out in the room real quick. Let's go up here to this dangerous fucking boiler room full of turbines and have sex right next to this huge fan that could possibly cut us into fucking pieces.
Right.
Okay.
And they just had free access to that. Like, they could just go wherever they wanted. Like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, we could go into a dangerous turbine that powers the hospital that can turn us into mincemeat.
We're in a mental hospital.
Yep, these people are on, unaliving themselves watch.
Yeah.
And, let's put them, first of all, like third floor-ish. That way you can get a good tumble if they do fall off. What is going on here?
I would think that they would at least have an orderly next to the elevator on the floor where all the mental health people are.
Yeah, really.
Welcome.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, same.
So the group in the hospital has a warm and fuzzy name. The borderline personality group is what they're called. And this veritable cornucopia of mental health tropes, holy shit. It's like if you're drunk at a party with your friends and you're like, hey, let's take the DSM-4 and write some personality disorders on a hat, and we'll all do shots and then pick them out of a hat and try to act them out. That is exactly what the fuck they did.
Yeah.
It's like that scene in The Office where they're putting the fucking paper on their forehead. Like, oh shit, I'm Asian? Okay. You're a bad driver. Michael, am I a woman? Wait. I'm sorry. I have to apologize. I made a women joke.
Women.
Anyway. So we meet.
Wait.
We. We're speaking French now.
We have to enlarge Alan. I can't remember how to do that.
So I'm here today to talk about the fact that I have a problem, and this is what the movie was like. I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of mental health at all. That's right. That's the way they were in the movie. Oh my god!
They went hard into it too. With I'm overwhelmed by everything. But look, I just poked myself, and it all comes out. Shh, bye.
Yeah, little holes. He says, "I'm like, what the fuck, boy, Chainsaw? You really went downhill since summer school, bro.
It's horrible."
Did Dave die and this is the result? This is what happened to Chainsaw?
Right.
But no, he's Ralph is Dean Cameron, who is from summer school, Chainsaw as we know him.
Yep.
Because you sit down and he's playing doctor and he's hitting on Jennifer Rubin and until Dr. Carmen, who's Bruce Abbott, comes in and ends the charade and he starts to explain the purpose of the group to Cynthia, who is meeting our quirky group of misfit mental patients. And they're far less, and this is what I said, they're far less developed than the Nightmare on Elm Street 3 cast, which is the understatement of the fucking decade. And they press her for a lot of info on the Unity Fields cult in this scene. But yeah, it's like I didn't even like know these characters' names until like they were in 2 or 3 scenes, and I'm like really having to listen. I just said like bald guy, red lady, goth, what I call that one girl, goth mommy.
Oh, that's
I'm
E.G.
like,
Daily, man. Come on, she's sexy and she's Tommy Pickles.
Oh yeah, E.G. Daily as Lana. When I saw her, I immediately went, Valley Girl.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God, that's Valley Girl. I'm in for this right now because that's Valley Girl.
yeah, she was trying to be all nice to Cynthia, and yeah, that just led to her. Well, we'll get there. Wait a
minute, Etep. Do you know why I love Valley Girl? There's one line that makes that whole movie for me.
What is it?
Like, fuck you, for sure. That line is like, I love this movie. I will watch this movie again.
It's Nick Cage. It's a Nick Cage movie. They're just,
Yeah, it's Nick Cage. What else can you ask for? That was Nick Cage before it was Nick Cage. I don't know if you know that or not, but the original release,
he was still a Coppola.
Yeah, it was still under the name Coppola. And then after that, he made them change credits to Nick Cage.
And then he said no to absolutely nothing.
Nope.
They were like, hey, we want to, where do you want me to be? I'll do it. Okay.
The first movie I remember him in was Raising Arizona. That is the first thing I ever saw him in was fucking Raising Arizona.
Great movie.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Right.
I love that movie. What I didn't love was Dr. Beresford telling Dr. Carmen to keep befriending Cynthia because number one, how old is she supposed to be again? And this doctor is like getting way too like.
Dude, he's a space invader, man. Like he's just like, let's see how are we doing today?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, damn, bro, like,
Space Invader. That's fantastic.
What are you doing? Back off! I'm not doing okay now, sir.
I was until you were up in my shit, and I can tell what you had for lunch 2 days ago, motherfucker.
Man. Gosh. You've got a raisin stuck right there. It's weird.
He was just, he was all up in her shit. And I'm like, he got mad. He was like, man, give Ralph some extra shit because this motherfucker's going to be throwing salt in my game. And he would be cock blocking me.
Yeah, Dr. Alex was a little too much touchy-feely.
Yeah, like this, 80s doctor with a pretty young patient. Let's make this the love interest of the movie. Like, are you fucking out of your mind?
Dude,
was this a Miramax movie? Was the Weinsteins behind this?
I honestly, through this whole thing, was going, why did they go this way where they had the doctor fall in love with his patient? Okay, it happens, right? But it's generally the other way around. The patient falls in love with the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It would have been cool if they would have been like, she's like going, oh, I love you and I appreciate everything you're doing for me, blah, 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 blah. But no, they decided to let the doctor. Never mind. I fucking hate this movie. Anyway.
So what? Let's see. And she told Dr. Cartman. Hey, speaking of, I wish it was Cartman. That would have been better. But she wants to find another place like Unity, and then they get into the elevator where she sees Franklin, and then we have the burn effects for him were fucking fantastic.
Yeah, those were
very good.
Yeah,
practical effects, man. That's it works every time,
and it stays. I mean, this movie was released, in 88, 87, 88? 88.
88.
And here we are in 2014, and that burn effect still works.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
great. The CGI effects that we've seen in the 90s do not still work.
Yep.
No. This came out April 8th, 1988. Opened to $4 million and garnered a $9 million worldwide gross. So, I don't know how it eked out $9 million.
Wow, it's that trailer, man. That trailer made it Great.
It did.
And there's
Right.
no internet for people to be like, hey, the trailer is the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the trailer is the only thing that's good in the movie. Everything else sucks, right?
Yeah. That's like now. That happens a lot now where you'll see a trailer and it's like, I bet you those were all the good parts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
perfect example. Deadpool.
Yeah.
Wolverine. I've pulled back and I'm like, cool. They made a Heineken commercial. Thought it was hilarious. I'm not watching anymore because I'm afraid you're going to do the thing, and then I'm going to go and be so disappointed.
Yep.
I hear Planet of the Apes did one of the best jokes. Apparently, is in the trailer for the movie, for the new Kong, or not Planet of the Apes, the new Kong. That one of the best jokes in the movie is in the trailer. So don't want to be caught up there.
Yeah.
Kind of like this movie.
Yeah.
Tricked everybody into forking over.
Well,
9
okay,
mil.
so can we let's just honestly look at that for a second. The trailer did what it was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. It made us all go, shh, I gotta move over, Freddy Krueger. We were like, I'm in, man.
Yeah.
If you're gonna top Nightmare 3, I want to see it.
Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Because Nightmare 3 was fucking excellent.
Yeah.
And then we all went to see it. And we went, what the fuck? what the fuck?
That is the best way to describe this. Like I said, outside of effects and good individual acting performances with shit material, the movie was just it was just a fucking kind of a slog to get through.
It was a mess.
Yeah,
It wasn't still not as bad as Embrace of the Vampire from '95 with Alyssa Milano and Velocipaster. and I would watch this again 3 times over before I ever watched fucking Velocipaster.
Oh,
again.
come on, man. He turns back into a priest during the day.
Hey, all I know is this, is that we just covered Sharknado a week ago, and I'm seriously thinking about doing Shark Exorcist during the week. Just saying.
My wife and I used to make an event out of the release of the Sharknado movies. That would be like our day when we knew it was getting released, and because it was like still watch on cable, it would be, hey, we're gonna, we didn't have the kid then, and it was like, and even when we did, it was like we still, we just had to pull back on the extracurriculars beforehand. But it was like that would think like we were young. It was like we'll get stoned, we'll watch Sharknado, and then it's like it was. We knew it was going to be bad, but it's like all these like 80s and 90s B-list actors coming back. Ian Ziering, Tara Reid in the leads.
Right.
I mean, David Hasselhoff. It was fucking way better than Bad Dreams, is what I'm saying.
Right.
The Hoff.
Way better.
So the funny thing about that movie is that, in our review, about our review of it, was I literally was telling Chris before the show, I'm like, dude, I don't know how we're going to do this for an hour because it's literally the same joke over and over and over again. The chat room had me laughing so hard during that whole thing that I'm like, oh my, they
had
just
a mind of its own that night.
It did. They just took over, and I was like, let it go. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to self-advertise, but oh my God, that was just, for me personally as a host, it was probably the most fun I've ever had at a show because I was laughing my ass off through the whole damn thing. And it kind of like tonight, where every time it turns around, I shit on this movie, and then we all laugh.
Well, I'm sad over the first death over this. E.G. Daly going down in the pool, man. I had a crush on her when I was younger. I mean, like going into like Pee-wee's Adventure, and she played that character that, the hair over the eye, quintessential kind of emo before emo, and we're made to believe that Harris drowns her, brings her into the pool.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, Chris, at this point in time, I'm looking at this going, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, I can't believe they killed her off so soon. I was so excited about her. being in the movie, and I'm like, okay, they're going to give her a part in it, and it's going to be cool because I liked her, and I've liked her in everything I've ever seen her in.
Until this moment. But
yeah.
You know.
That was my thing. They killed Goth Mommy. I'm like, what the fuck, man? She was like developing a friendship with Cynthia, you know, trying to like warm up to her and open up because they said, oh, she, you know, she doesn't talk or whatever. And she's, and that was a cool scene, the flashback with the baptism, and then you see it's Harris drowning her. And
it was very well done.
And because that's when she's looking into like the steam, isn't it? I think it was. Yeah. She's looking into the steam in like the locker room, so they just have locker rooms in mental hospitals where they just commiserate just openly like that.
Again, wide open body of water. Somebody
I know.
Else say like,
pool, right?
Yeah.
Right. Because
I'm like,
because literally he's trying to prove that they are all suicidal, but yet we're going to give you a pool to swim in.
Look, how do you know they were suicidal? Because they all killed themselves.
Yeah.
And at this point, there's still if you're watching this for the first time, odds are you're still believing that this is supernatural.
Oh yeah,
you're still leaning on that. Which even me, I'd forgotten the twist. It's been so long.
Same thing.
And we'll get there. We'll get there, folks, because oh boy, is it a good one. Let me tell you, it makes this movie definite. This was if you look back, a 1988 Oscar contender for best screenplay.
Opportunity missed. Academy.
Yeah, really. They really shit the bed on that one. They Amber Hearded that one.
I'm locking it down because there's so many things I want to say right now, but please continue.
So we got the divorced redheaded reporter lady who I can't. Her name just doesn't fucking matter.
Nobody cares about Miriam.
Yeah, that's her name. I did right here, Miriam. I have Miriam on the next. It says Cynthia tells a divorced redhead reporter, and then down here it's like Miriam in parentheses red. I'm like, look. So the divorced redhead reporter that Harris killed Lana, and she doesn't believe her. And I said, redhead is a reporter and wants to tell Cynthia's story. And they plan their escape. They're going to break out. And then Miriam gets on the elevator and Cynthia's watching. And you see somebody walk by and it flashes. This is a cool fucking scene. And Harris is standing there. And Cynthia rushes because she's like, oh my God, Harris has got Miriam. And you go upstairs and Miriam yeets herself out the fucking window.
Out.
Because it's just fine. These mental patients are just, there's no protection.
She was suicidal.
Regular glass. It's all fine. It's nature is healing.
Not just regular glass, but she literally opened the window and jumped out.
It's almost like it was designed so that they would kill themselves.
You know, Trina, I would think that maybe, just maybe, the guy who read the script would go, you know, this is supposed to be a mental hospital, right?
Well, they cue the reporters. The reporters are like, oh, it was the second death. And we've got, you know, our head psychiatrist, psychopath. I don't know what's wrong with this guy, but he's just like, well, you got to understand, you know, borderline, sorter. So, you know, it happens. They kill themselves. It happens. Dude, this is a terrible business model for you and the profession you've chosen.
Can you imagine their insurance premiums on that fucking place?
They're like, we can't insure you, dude. You can't let them do it.
on the second death, the next scene should have been the insurance agent walking in the front door going, I need to talk to the doctor that's in charge of the
no. In comes Murray Rosenblatt, their insurance. Your premiums are going way up here.
I've counted 100 violations just for the front desk.
Two deaths, and you got open water. They got access to windows. We can't have this. This is not kosher.
Let me see the utility room.
That's when Dr. Beresford goes, here, smell this. For some reason, it smells like chloroform.
I was wondering if this may be, and now I might be giving this way too much credit. Is this a Saw prequel? Now, I know what you're thinking. Hear me out. Okay. Did fucking what's his name? John Kramer design this fucking hospital? Like, did he design this? Would you like to play a game? I hear you're manic depressant. Good. Go fuck this broad by the fucking turbine. Go stick your head in the pool.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Here's an open window, you fucking 3-time divorce fucking redheaded chain smoking heifer. Like, what?
Want to play a game?
Like, what the fuck? Like, this is the worst hospital ever.
I love it. I love it.
My HMO is not paying for this.
Do you want to play a game, or would you like to pay a new premium? Come and see me.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Right.
State Farm says, fuck you.
Nope.
Oh, shit, yeah.
So Cynthia, being the ray of sunshine she is, tells the group they're all going to die. And Dr. Eric Cartman says, screw you, I won't allow that, hippie.
And cut this shit out. Talk about your feelings.
Yeah. She just, you're all going to die. And he's like, I won't let that happen. It's like, you ain't done shit to stop the other two. What the fuck are you going to do to save the rest of them, asshole?
I mean, if we're playing odds here, she's kind of, she makes a good case.
Yeah, she does. It would be like one, okay, let's see. There's 5 of us. 2 of us have already died. Odds are I'm in good shape here. I'm going to double down on black.
That's like,
in that wheel.
That's so her betting they're all gonna die is betting on fucking betting Mike Tyson is a long shot against Helen Keller. Like, really? 1-1-0-0-1. You're all gonna die.
Water, Helen.
It's water,
Helen.
You all have to stop. Oh my God.
Water.
I actually did. I had a cameo in the Miracle Worker. Actually, I have. We'll keep talking about the movie. I'll find the clip.
Okay.
I've got the clip here somewhere. I do, but okay. So, what's her name here? Fucking Cynthia Sunshine. Dr. Carmen Zakalam dies. She's back in her room and she's hearing Harris's voice as she sits. She's in her bed and he's sitting there, and you see all the burns and everything, which is again really fucking cool because he's just sitting there all casual and he's burned to a fucking crisp. Like, just it's something. He's just gonna sit there. This is fine, nothing out of the ordinary.
I'm not hurting at all.
Just having a fucking conversation with this guy.
Everything's great over here. It doesn't look like it, bro.
Yeah, nothing is all right.
You're crispy. Well, little dry skin.
I just like this motherfucker's like, I forgot to put the cocoa butter on. I got ashy.
Can you put it on my back?
My elbows and shit.
I put the butter on and went and sat out on the roof.
He's Kramer. Newman's throwing fixins in the hot tub and stirring him around and shit. Butter? Kramer. Kramer, butter.
What is that smell? Kramer.
I'm cooked, buddy. All right, real quick. Here's my guest appearance in The Miracle Worker. All right.
Has she said how bad it is yet? Has she said how bad Gotham Knights is yet? Say it, Helen. Say it.
Gotham Knights is bad.
What do you know? She is a miracle.
That's horrible. All right. Well, that being said, I'll see you guys later.
He's done.
I have zero shame. Zero.
Zero. No
Zero.
shame. No shame.
None. I was like, I was reviewing Gotham Knights. I had to show how bad it was. And it was like, I went back in time and I had Helen Keller help me. But Harris says, what did he say? He said, their love will never die. And he says, bitch, you better keep your promise or I'll take someone else. And if I was Cynthia at this point, I'd be like, motherfucker, kill them all. I don't give a fuck. I don't know these people. They're all crazy.
Right. They have no character development whatsoever.
No.
Other than the two hornballs that are, it's the medication, which, by the way, this hospital liberally just medicates the shit out of everybody. That we end up finding a little more later. But, like, they're just handing out pills all the time, and they're all just happy as hell. Yep. Got it. You know me.
When they break down what they are, it's like, holy fucking shit.
Oh, they gave this to horses.
I will be right back, guys.
Go ahead, bro. So Cynthia, she sees the bald guy and the blonde hooer sneaking away to they're gonna go bang. And she sees Harris following them. Mm-hmm. And they go to the yellow hallway. I made note of this. That yellow hallway scene, I'm like, is this supposed to be like symbolic of because it seems so fucking, the color palette was so dark. Purposely. And then they're like, and then it's like all like yellow, just like it wasn't even 80s yet. That was 70s yellow. That was what my parents' fucking living room used to look like.
Right.
Except a couple walls had flowers on them.
And a heavy shag carpet.
Yes.
Yep. Yellow shag carpet.
Right.
With crown molding and white. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. But so they go up to the boiler room, and before coitus, they go into the area right in front of the turbine, because banging on the boiler room floor wouldn't be enough. No. They have to go into the fenced-in area, which is conveniently unlocked as they go in there. And
the script says go next to the swirling death machine.
Why would they do this? Because plot. And so their fate is sealed at this point. We don't see it, but it's sealed here. And I jumped next to the power goes out in the hospital, and they send this poor janitor who is 2 days away from retirement. He had his wife and him had a place in Palm Springs, Del Boca Vista Phase 2. They were going to move down there and play bocce ball and shuffleboard, but no, he has to go see what's wrong, why the power went out. And when he investigates, it looks like he stumbled into a brood match from the Attitude Era in '98, and Gangrel and Edge and Christian dumped blood on him in the middle of the ring.
It's a blood match. It's a blood match.
Trina. Gotcha, Trina. And they were wrestling vampires. And he gets blood, and the hatch just mysteriously opens. Remember, you see it unlock.
Can't get it open. It's stuck. But some pieces kind of jam that door right open. And boy.
And then is another
we got
great
a Slayer
scene.
song.
Blood raining, but and the blood rain comes out. You see a fucking hand hit the ground.
Right.
This was probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. I was like, yes, finally.
Yep. Well, they found a secluded spot.
Yeah, it was holy shit. It was fucking fantastic. That was another great practical scene, and just a fucking ridiculous movie.
Well, what's funny about this, guys, is that and Trina, I'm sorry, when they didn't show hardly any kills whatsoever.
No,
but they spared no expense on the aftermath of the kills.
Yep.
So it was like where I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to see some really cool kills. I was like, well, I didn't get them, but man, the aftermath was brilliant in a lot of places. So it was that's the funny thing about this movie. It's like high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low.
Well, it's one of those movies we talked about with with ratings. That the original cut was going to get that X, that faded X that would send your movie off into nowhere. And they had to go in and edit some things out because they're like, you can't do that. But that's the 80s and 90s of what the government thought we should be able to watch or not.
Yeah. Imagine that. So Cynthia, and then all the blood comes out of all the vents in the
that
hospital.
Was unexpected.
Okay, so
that was so ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. How much
I'm
blood
like
to people's bodies?
I mean, come on. Come on.
If we were watching a Evil Dead movie, I'd have been like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But we weren't.
Or like a vampire movie.
Okay, but I guess if devil's advocate here, think about it like this: not knowing the twist, you're like, okay, the supernatural aspect.
Oh,
of this.
yeah. Okay,
So,
yeah. In
that moment, yeah, you're like, this is fucking crazy. Like, and I know everybody out there's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
And here I am going, okay, Jennifer Rubin, very attractive young lady in a white gown getting sprayed with blood. This is a very Carrie moment.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you.
Heavy.
Yep. I was like, this is a big Carrie influence moment.
It just, I'm sorry, it did not fit. It was stupid. It was horrible.
I'm not saying it wasn't stupid. In the grand scheme of things, Trina, I'm not saying it wasn't. But like I said, just devil's advocate, looking at it from like a supernatural aspect, and Harris is like playing mind games, then okay, I can kind of like look at it that way. But it is fucking dumb.
He's got Freddy, not Freddy power. It's
I think it would have been cool. It would have been easier to swallow, not cool, but easier to swallow, Trina. And you can tell me if you think so or not. Mm-hmm. If they would have just done the vent over her, because at this point in time, you're thinking that it's all related to her in a supernatural.
And even in 1980s cleanliness, I would think they would shut the floor down if two people's blood is being sprayed throughout from the venting system. For God's sake. It's like, well, we should probably move them down a floor. Also, suicide watch, probably a good idea anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they just don't think about that.
They call another poor maintenance guy to come clean that up.
Yeah. Get your bucket, man.
Yeah, hey, we've got this blood rain down here. We're gonna need you to just go ahead and just clean that up for us. Can you, buddy? Can you do that? And he's like, man, the other motherfucker was 2 days away from retirement. Now he's locked in a wing here, probably gonna drown himself in this goddamn swimming pool too. I ain't cleaning up shit. Fuck you guys.
Right, $16,000 a year, no benefits covered in somebody else's blood. Piss off.
I had a visitor come see us.
Nice. Hey, puppers.
Who's that?
That is Miss Sunny.
Hello, Miss Sunny.
She's my 55 puppy.
Adorable.
Oh, she is. But she's also a pain in the ass, and I love her for it. So, while I shoo her out of here, she unplugs everything because she has a tendency to do
that. That's our dog. She's made appearances before. She's got she had him. I had to move it, but I can put it back in here. She used to have a bed in the office here.
Right.
Yep. Miss Natalia has her bed in here, so yeah, she hangs out in here with me during the day mostly if I'm like in here editing, nobody else is home. She wants to be down here with me. So Trina's seen her on streams before, because she's in here and I'm streaming. She'll come up here and she'll start that, and then she's only 25 pounds. She's a palm retriever, so she'll jump right up my lap. So I always like seeing the doggos on this. Of course, you know, we got super fan Adam Shawhan on our Monday streams, and he's got a house full of wiener dogs because they breed. So yeah, there's in the background at any given time there's 998,000 wieners.
Well, with Sunny, whenever she hears me laughing, she wants to come to check out what's going on.
Oh,
I want to have fun.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing, Dad? what are you doing?
Yep. All right, let's see here. Where were we at? Cynthia tells the remaining patients Franklin is responsible for the deaths, and Dr. Carmen tries to lighten the mood with her with hollow carbs. And he's throwing popcorn in the hallway. He's like, fuck it. Everybody's dying. Let's eat popcorn and fuck while we watch a movie. How about that?
Right. That's a great idea.
Would you like that?
That's exactly, that is my apocalypse plan, by the way, just so you're aware.
Yeah. And wait, here. I'm gonna solo this just for a second. I said, where is it at? Right here. But she's still not gonna bang discount Dollar General McDreamy.
McSteamy over there. McSteamy.
I love it.
Shit.
It's not gonna happen. These are the kind of notes I make for myself.
Again, where he's like right up in her on the bedroom, like, you gotta talk to me. No, talk to me, okay?
Space Invader.
Space Invader, go away.
I was her underneath both of his arms as he's leaning over. And he's like this close from her face. He's
no square. No square.
Oh.
I was waiting. Jesus Christ, this guy. This fucking dude. I don't even like it. It was just weird. It's like this is supposed to be your male protagonist, and this guy's coming off really creepy. Really fucking creepy. Jesus. I had something I can't remember, but it was just, this guy, the fucking guy is weird, and I just don't know how he ever got a medical license in the first or passed the ethics.
Like,
fucking
he's caring, he's a little too caring, he's a little too, touchy feely, got to get up in your face shit. But then, like, he goes into this super mode, like, let's see what these people are on. Well, first of all, you're the doctor there. Why don't you know already? But all right, okay. We're going to go talk to the pharmacist who has everything behind the glass that is, for horses and elephants and hippos. Yeah. And they're all on it. Oh, this one will make you want to kill yourself. Oh, wow. What do you know? We gave that to the person that killed himself. Oh, this one will make you crazy and do crazy outbursts. Oh, what do you know? We've been giving that to him for like years now.
I loved the you could tell this was the 80s, right? Because it was the 100 cc's of this marijuana, right? Will fuck up everybody. Is enough to fuck up everybody at the city. And I'm like going, it's PhD. No one's going to be
get a hold of.
Yeah, it's not an hallucinogen that's going to, and I'm like, okay, whatever. whatever.
I've eaten at least 100 milligrams worth of edibles and hit my pen a couple times since the show started an hour ago.
God.
And I haven't tried to yeet myself off a fucking roof yet.
Right.
All I really do is want to drink some water. I'm good.
Right.
I'm good.
Maybe smash some chips.
Have you ever felt like you were boxed in?
Oh, shit. Not until you said something.
Now that
you can't quite escape through the box that you're in.
I'm trapped in a glass case of emotion.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, sir. Thank you for playing along.
Absolutely.
Milk was a poor choice.
And that's how Tuesday night TerrorVision ended. It was all cool until that damn host got under Etep's skin.
Put him in a box.
Well, I don't know. You know, it's I was gonna do a gimmick with I don't have my plastic machetes out there, but you know, I was gonna try to go Ralph and be like, yeah, but you know,
and that was. I literally was watching that at the time that it happened live, and if you could have heard the voice inside my head that said, "This is a psychiatric ward. Why do they have scalpels?"
I know.
No. Before that, elsewhere, Ralph shoves a fucking hunting knife through the palm of his hand, and then the cop, he's sitting there with his hand bleeding, and the Keystone cop comes in. And all I wanted to do is re-edit this scene with the squeaky clown music from Halloween 5 with the two cops over this guy. You want a cup of coffee? Yeah. Smash. You want to dream with that? And he goes and gets Cynthia, and he basically like forces her to go down to the basement because he's off the fucking res. And he's right here, fucking Wreck-It fucking Ralph destroys a bunch of boxes, cuts himself, and then Lieutenant Black Guy and Carmen come in as Ralph cuts his guts open with a pair of scalpels like he's a Japanese fucking samurai. I am the break of dishonor.
Okay, all right. So two things happened in the scene that made me go, "What the were you thinking?" One, a box full of scalpels in a mental hospital, and two, there is the incisions that he made were literally this deep. Yeah.
You want the rice or the cuttlefish?
I'm sorry, guy. I should have had the near paste.
Here come Karl. You don't have to push too hard. The rest of this movie just kind of comes right out.
It just rolls right along.
And yeah, so Wreck-It Ralph is dead. We didn't make it to Wreck-It Ralph 2. Ralph breaks the internet as Chainsaw, who was just grief-stricken over the loss of Dave, his lover, committed Harry Kishka with the pair of scalpels that were inexplicably in a box of scalpels, which was red. Oh, no. I missed something here. Fucking Wreck-It Ralph in his fit of fucking Hulk smash. He fucking rips the power box for the elevator right off the fucking wall like it's a fucking sticky note off like this, like a sticky note on my fucking just right off. Just fuck it.
Told you those cheap anchors weren't going to work in this sheetrock.
Oh my god!
I have to tell you this though, real quick. This actor, God bless him.
Yeah. Oh, he played shit out of this.
It's such acting the hell out of this horrible role that was given to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did good.
God, I mean, he took a piece of shit script and said, "You know what? I'm going to try my best." And God bless him for it.
Yeah. Him and Jennifer Rubin polished a turd with this.
Yeah, it was
great way to put it.
Unfortunately, now it's a shiny turd.
Yep.
Turd. At least it shines. It's got some sparkle to it.
And I love how our Dr. Space Invader is like, I figured it out. This guy's been drugging all the patients. I'm going to make a stink about it. and then get his ass fired by the guy that's drugging all the patients.
Yeah.
And then he's like, screw the Hippocratic Oath. I still have this tranquilizer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it.
Gulp.
Takes it, just fucking takes it. Like, fuck, why the fuck not? I ain't got no job. I ain't got shit to do.
Wait,
Yeah,
right.
It's not like I had to have a drug test or
How'd you
anything.
get fired on your day off?
Man, you got to be a stupid motherfucker. Get fired on your day off. What'd you do? Said they got me on tape stealing boxes. Damn, what you trying to build? A clubhouse, Dr. Carmen?
Oh my God.
Yep.
And Dr. Carmen, you know, he's just sitting back. He's like, they fired me after I put all this work in.
Well,
Exactly.
It's just, like, we ain't played a Grace. We ain't played a Grace Randolph clip in a while. She blocked me on Twitter. I miss my boo. I miss my lazy Forrest Whitaker-eyed fucking upper middle class fucking leftist film critic wannabe who was in Zombieland and got killed by Woody Harrelson. I miss you, Grace. There's nothing wrong with me. I don't belong in this hospital with these crazy motherfuckers. I'm not crazy, I swear.
Well, doctor, well,
All
officer,
I wanted
I'll
was a
write myself
Pepsi, and she wouldn't give it to me.
No, Mom, I'm not on drugs.
I'm not crazy. All I wanted was a Pepsi, and she wouldn't give it to me.
So, yep. Beresford has fired Dr. Eric Cartman. He puts Cynthia in solitary. And this is another cool scene here. Again, you have to grasp these little moments in this fucking god-awful movie. And she's walking with the nurse and the guard. And they're in the hospital hallway. And they walk by a window. And you see like a panel. And then it flashes. And they're outside of the Unity Fields house.
Which I thought was a great scene.
That was fucking awesome. I was like,
Cool.
this is a great fucking transition scene right here.
Yeah.
That was dope as fuck. And then they take her into the cell, and it's like you see she's actually back in the cell. And at this point, I only have a few lines left. I was like, I can't. I can't. Cynthia's talking to Harris again, and he alludes to them having a special connection.
You never
and
get
then
to pay.
no, and we haven't. None of us have mentioned her yet. But the black exposition girl, we see her drinking the poison when Harris's shadow is shown forebodingly in the side
You're
shot.
not taking me. I'll take myself out. Formaldehyde.
Yep.
Whoa.
And she
so
chugged that shit like it was lean.
1980s movies. Why do they do this? Right? They have something that's sitting on the bedside in a plastic bottle. That when it spills, immediately turns to acid and starts burning whatever it touches. But it's okay inside that plastic bottle.
It burns linoleum, but not like
3 millimeters
in plastic. Yeah. That ain't gonna work for me, brother.
Damn it, I kept my formaldehyde next to the alcohol.
Oh, I have a funny story about that here. And,
here we go.
This was I don't have formaldehyde readily available by my bedside, but so the other night I was out in the boat all day, drank a lot of beer. Okay, let me preface this. My son was with my parents, so it was just my wife and I and some friends, and all adults, and we had some beers. And then a lot of other fun, things were partaken of. And I got home that night and passed out at 7, both of us. Woke up at around 10 in my chair to go to bed. I'm going to brush my teeth. I grab my toothbrush and I turn around. And in my closet, there's a shelf where I keep all my toiletries and such. And I turn around and I reach and I grab the white tube. And I put the toothpaste on my toothbrush and I start my electric toothbrush and I put my toothbrush in my mouth and I immediately go,
oh, I made a mistake.
And I turn the toothbrush off and I'm like, and I look down and I pick up the tube and it was, what is that? Itch cream for like bug bites.
Like cortisone.
Cortisone. It was cortisone. I'm like,
oh, jeez.
I ended up throwing up for about 45 minutes. Yeah, I didn't swallow any of it. It was just like, so yeah, that was my moment of genius. Real man of genius.
We salute you, Mr. Cortisone.
Inside my head, I was praying. I said, "Please say hemorrhoid cream. Please say
right."
Hemorrhoid.
Don't have that. Don't have any of it.
Because I was like, that would be fucking hilarious. Literally, I was like, opening up the vault. I'm going to store this, and I'm going to use it against him later if that's the case.
Thank God it was
if it
only
was
cortisone.
Vagisil or something.
Fuck, I got Vagisil. I don't share a bathroom with the wife.
Oh, Trina, you've just become my big.
I said my toiletries, damn it.
I'm sending Trina a fucking wall.
Trina, you are now.
Trina.
Why are you the way that you are? I hate.
Because that was perfect. That was even better than what I said.
It was fucking fantastic.
That's great.
It's a fucking great day if somebody can roast me more than I roast myself, because I am like the king of self-deprecation. When I have a lot of material to work with though. So Black Exposition Girl is dead, and then so then we have Dr. Cartman wakes up in his car, and we get the overture here, which is I love, and I guarantee you. We haven't talked about it yet, but they used this song because it's copyright free, because they had to pay for the song Time, and then they used Welcome. Was it no, Sweet Child of Mine?
Sweet Child,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sweet Child of Mine. I'm like, how the fuck did they afford these songs?
Well, because Time Has Come Today at that point in time was pretty much outside the copyright era, so they didn't have to pay much for that. And because, as someone had said in the chat earlier, Sweet Child of Mine was from a band at that point in time who was unknown.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Guns N' Roses hadn't really hit that big yet.
Yeah. The video for Welcome to the Jungle hadn't hit MTV just quite yet.
Close, yeah.
It was real close. It had hit at the time the movie was released, but when they bought it or bought the rights for it, it had not hit.
And there were plans to clip a music video together from the movie for Sweet Child of Mine, but Axl and his girlfriend's like, that's a terrible idea. And for some reason, she had say over it. Thanks, Yoko.
Yeah. Okay. So before we get back and wrap the review part up, speaking of Yoko Ono, so Trina, you remember that picture Tony posted on Twitter of Yoko Ono and John Lennon and their naked asses?
Yeah.
Oh God. I know that photo.
I was never a John Lennon. I've never been a fan, right? I'm not a Beatles guy. I respect the music. I respect their contribution to the music industry and what they did. I just was never a fan of him. And a lot of that is his leanings and the way he is. But I'm like, dude, you are the biggest rock star on fucking earth. And this is the fucking piece of ass that you end up losing your fucking
mind over.
He literally met Yoko Ono the same night he met her. He filed for divorce from his first wife the same day.
Damn.
I know looks aren't everything.
Some things are made with gold, apparently.
I've heard the tales. I've just never. I don't know. I
don't want to know.
If there was one with gold, I guarantee you God hid it in something that hideous, and nobody except John Lennon would ever fucking find it.
Peter, that's my ear.
Oh, that's so fucking cool. That's so good. Oh my God. Oh. That's so good. Oh my God.
The overture, and Dr. Carmen is going to run over, or at first we think he's just going to scare Dr. Beresford with his car, which he does, and then he falls over, and then he proceeds to smash his legs into the brick wall and back up and smash his shoulder. We get some awesome blood squirts.
Right.
And then he hits him again, and the blood's everywhere. This was a great scene, and I'm like,
it was a great scene. Not a dent one in the front of that car. How did that happen? Whatever.
I know. I'm like,
whatever.
You understand the physics? Never mind. Logic be damned, or reason be damned.
Right.
So he's, and then he wakes up, and it's not. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It was
a damn tranquilizer.
Yep. He realized he was really fucked up, and
this is what led him to go check on the drugs, right? For everybody.
It was at this point he realized that was a suppository he ate.
Much like me brushing my teeth with hemorrhoid cream.
Oh no.
Or Vagisil as
yeah. The yeast in my mouth.
Okay, all I know is this, Etep. From this point forward in time, it will, whenever you tell that story, it will always end with Vagisil. Just so you know.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to fucking take a picture of my fucking closet and send it to Trina now, so she knows what I have in there. So she knows I don't have Vagisil or hemorrhoid cream.
It does not matter, because if Trina's in the room when you tell the story, and if Chris or I are in the room when you tell the story, the last thing that we're going to say is we're going to type in the chat Vagisil.
Could have been worse. Could have been Vagisil.
This is true.
Just so you're aware.
Oh God,
we do, but that's what's going to happen.
I'm fine with that. What up, Draven? So they're this is our denouement here. So he goes chasing. He's chasing Dr. Carmen. He's chasing after Cynthia and Dr. Beresford. As
again, hospital let the doctor who was just like fired and kicked out of the building high on drugs come back in. Start shredding papers. Where's the patient that we need to put under ultra lockdown? Oh, she's over there.
just go ahead. Just it'll be fine.
No,
it'll be
just
fine.
go.
Just hit the fire alarm. Everybody comes out. Oh
yeah. They just
okay, so this is another one that kills me. Is if you notice, he busted the glass. He didn't pull the fire alarm. He just busted the glass.
Yeah.
And the door swing open.
I'm like, is that how they all work?
Yeah, and I don't know if I've said this before in this live stream that we've had, but I fucking hate this movie.
We have been talking about this movie 2 minutes shy of the entire runtime of it. This is more thought than they put into writing the script for the movie.
Yeah,
literally. So the ending is we finally know that Beresford has been switching medications and causing hallucinations through enough synthesized THC to mess up the entire city of Los Angeles, as the pharmacist put it. And I'm like, I would like to say you're full of shit, sir.
Right.
I've had more than that tonight, and I prove it.
Prove it.
So we get the fucking fight scene on the roof, and I love how
the first shot. Okay, when like he goes to reach for, there's the first shot. It almost looks like he reaches in and you miss it. Did he go in there and like tickle, 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 and like so he drop or something? I don't know what happens. It just kind of goes a quick shot where like, what did he do?
All I know, Chris, is I was sitting there watching. I'm like, well, okay, he's approximately 20 feet from the edge. She lets go and goes. Was there a sudden upburst of air that like held her in place long enough for him to run to the edge and grab her?
It was 11 from Stranger Things.
Right. There you go.
She was just floating up there for a little bit.
She was hovering like an angel.
And then I will get you the cringy part where he's like, wow, tickling him didn't work, so I'll just jam his hand with his hypodermic needle.
Yeah.
Oh, you!
I was gonna get that. He just keeps fucking stabbing him. It's like it's like Wayne's World with Darth. He's like, ree.
I'm literally sitting there going, why didn't he do the Bugs Bunny? You know, this little piggy was you said, oh, it would have made more sense. It would have made more sense.
Well, we basically have the Scooby-Doo ending, you know. Is it Harris? Oh, it was Beresford all along.
Yeah.
I would have gotten away with
And I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
Takes off for another wrestling reference just for Trina. He takes the hood off and it's Vince McMahon. It was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin.
Oh.
Jeez.
There you go, Trina.
Oh my God.
I know, Trina. I know what you're thinking.
This is outrageous. It's unfair.
Yep. I was Yoda in that scene.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Oh man.
Right.
So this just ends. Oh,
the cop.
God.
How about the cop on the rooftop where he's like,
Oh!
come running it out. Oh, it's Beresford. Case closed, bitch.
Yeah. He just turns around and walks the fuck away.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we have to talk about this scene. That was amazing. So she pushes him off the roof and he, lands in the car and dies. And the cop is just like,
Yeah.
that's cool. And that's it. Like, it was...
Book him, Dano. I solved another one.
Exactly.
That was right there. Bro, that right there was the Israeli Iron Dome when those never mind. He turned around and was like, I don't fucking care anymore. He goes,
he literally shrugged.
This was the actor. I'm watching this one.
Lost $20 on the pool.
No!
You know what? I'm going to do this for the benefit of those of you who haven't seen this movie. I'm going to screen share this, and we're gonna check the ending. I'm gonna just show that scene. I'm gonna see if I can pull that here, because that just bears fucking. You guys need to just his reaction is goddamn incredible. It
tells you what the whole movie is, and that reaction tells you the whole flipping movie. Because again, they had some really great scenes scattered throughout this thing,
right?
But the overall tone made you sit back and go. Literally, I was halfway through it, and I'm like, "Oh my God, why am I watching this? Etep, why am I watching this?"
Yeah.
I've had to watch 3 movies this week for this week alone. Why am I watching this?
Well, I watched this, and what I was saying before is I started playing, and I'm like, oh shit, I remember this movie, and I remembered liking this movie. And then I got about halfway through the movie, and I'm like, man, I'm stupid. This movie's dumb. Guys, why did I like this movie? It's not Freddy. And the ending was supposed to actually be, which would have made sense for the whole love child thing. Constantly call her love child, that she was Harris's daughter. And that was going to be like this open door of maybe it was supernatural. Maybe, it's one of those, even if you know you're paranoid, does it mean they're not out to get you? Are they still there?
Here's what I said about this movie. Even though this plot has been done 1,000 times, if they would have made it so that Jennifer Rubin's character, Cynthia, was slowly going mad, and she was the one who was killing these people, but in her mind, she was seeing that it was Harris because of the trauma that was, and they had an actress who could pull it off, Mia Goth Pearl. vein, this movie could have been like, oh my God, I can't believe. Did you guys see this movie? Why has no one ever seen this movie? You know what I'm saying?
They had a lot of branches on that multiverse where like, we could take this idea, but forget that way. And then we could take this idea and no, we could go this way and now just let the clairvoyant one kill herself. That's a good idea. We have no, where are we going? Like,
it literally felt like when you're watching this movie, it felt like they had all these great ideas that once they got to a certain point, they went, like maybe the studio stepped in and went, nah, and they switched gears. And they went a little bit further and switched gears.
Or if they played it the other way around, is that they thought it was the doctor the whole time, and it really was supernatural. That
right.
would have been cooler.
Or it was really, or you think it's the doctor the whole time, and it's actually her because she's slowly going crazy.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and it had her live at the end. It opens it up for sequels.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Beautiful.
All right. Here we go. Are you guys ready for this? This is
no, I'm not ready at all. But
here we go. Here we go. Okay, so he just fuck it. I don't get what. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. One more time. Watch it. Here, I'm gonna turn the audio down. And he just motherfucker falls, and then he's like, I'm about to go get some dinner.
And that's how we all felt watching this movie again.
That right there is the look of, man, I had $20 on her being the bitch that was killing everybody.
He was pissed. He's like, I can't lock this little skinny white bitch up. I'm fucking. Damn it! Fuck this. I ain't doing this paperwork anyway. Fuck this old.
Literally looking at his face and his reaction. That was exactly how I felt watching this movie. I was like, eh.
The last line was, and there's nothing to be scared of. You're right.
You're right.
You ruined it. I'm not scared of anybody. The real killer's dead.
I love y'all. I do. I love y'all to death. I've had a great time tonight. I've been laughing my butt off, but I guarantee you I will never watch this movie again.
I will thank you for putting the name to the movie again for me to realize, like, oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, and the funny part is that, you know, just like this guy and just like this guy, I remember seeing this when I was younger and going, man, I love this movie. And now looking at it going, what the fuck was I smoking back in the day?
Yeah, this is a clear case. I rented this, as we talked about, based off the cover of the VHS box in the movie store, because it looked wicked, and it's like, oh, this is the next Nightmare on Elm Street, and it's like fucking awesome. All right, and then it is. I remember, like, this was a rose-colored glasses case for me. On a 1 to 5, I give this a half a star, maybe 1. I'll go 1 just because the effects were good. I feel like I should almost give it a 2 because the effects, the practical, the explosions, the acting we got out of Lynch and Rubin and Abbott, even though his character was a fucking weirdo. And yeah, that to me, I'm probably being too fucking generous if I give it a 2, but I'm like beating myself up over giving it a 2.
We do that 10 where 5 hits all the marks, and this movie didn't hit the marks. Like, it stumbled even trying to show us what the marks were.
Yeah,
and it.
So I'll go 1.
Yeah, it started out as, you know, like we said, the first 10 to 15 minutes, we were all like, "Holy shit, this is gonna be fucking killer!"
Yeah.
And then
they killed it.
It's killer, all right. They killed it.
Yep, the house wasn't featured enough.
No.
Yeah, I'll give it 1 creepy mansion explosion.
Yep. I'm sorry, Chris. Say that again, please.
1 creepy mansion explosion. That's my take on that one.
There you go.
Like I said, after I got done watching it, I was wrestling with myself, going, "Why did I have such fond memories of this movie?"
I know.
I don't know why, because it's not fun, and I'm not liking this movie at all. And I'm gonna watch it again, just a couple of parts I wanted to skim through, and be like, "Yep, they did say that. I'm not remembering this wrong.
That's horrible." Trina, what would you say?
Yeah.
Okay, so out of 5, I'm thinking. I feel like 2 is too generous. Yeah, I can't get there with 2. 1.5. I'm gonna give it 1.5 because I feel like the acting was okay, was good, and it was okay, and I liked the practical effects.
Yeah,
that's it. I hated everything else.
I'm with you guys. We're all in this, row in the same boat here. This movie had a wonderful beginning. It had a great creepy house. The whole cult thing at the very beginning, they should have leaned into that much more than they did. The practical effects of this movie were fantastic. Even though again, like we said, they didn't show the murders, but they did show the aftermath, which they did a good job of. Sometimes a little too much. Right. E.G. Daily was in it, as Lana, from Valley Girl. So that gets it a half point in my book automatically. So I'm saying 1.5. Absolutely 1.5. God, what a great concept. Again, if they would have literally leaned into the slowly going crazy part of it with the right script, they could have made a gem. But unfortunately, they just didn't.
They wanted this to be their Freddy. They wanted this was going to be our thing. And
yeah, Richard Lynch is great as always. It's a they just didn't. They God bless them. They tried to just throw that dart and hit the bullseye, and they just couldn't hit the fucking target. Period. The writing, the actors. 3 or 4 of the actors in the whole ensemble were very good with a very, very, very lackluster script.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
This is true.
But on top of that, I can't say that I've had much better time laughing at a movie as I have with the 4 of you at the night.
This is a movie that you riff on. This is a movie that you throw on with your friends and you talk through the entire thing, because you can make this something by goofing around with it. But to sit and try to take it seriously as a film, no,
it's beyond that. You can't.
No,
and I will say this also. One thing that I did remember from watching this is how much I thought, wow, Jennifer Rubin is such a pretty young lady during this era. That was something that brought back that to my mind. And then Bruce Abbott, for whatever reason, I'm thinking he reminds me of Scott Bakula through this whole movie.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
and as I'm reading the private chat here, I understand we have a birthday here.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Alan.
Well, thank you, everybody. Yes, today is my birthday. And so that everyone knows, in celebration of my birthday, this week on Thursday Night Frights, our live, we're going to be talking about the 1980s Happy Birthday to Me.
Nice. Good
Very
movie.
nice. Great movie that a lot of people don't know about. So hopefully we can bring the light on this one to some people who have not seen it. It's a good movie who's about 15 minutes too long.
This is true.
Yeah, I remember liking that movie.
I loved it as
I haven't seen that one.
Melissa Gilbert from Little House on the Prairie. She tried to, which was the blonde sister. She was trying to break out of her stigma,
typecasting,
and the typecasting of that. Yeah. So she decided to do this Canadian horror film, and it was really, it had a really nice twist for the time, and the kills were really ingenious again for the time. And they spent a lot of time, unlike most horror movies at the time, actually building your characters up. So you kind of liked it, or
you care a bit,
a little bit about them. They spend a little too much time at it. That's the reason I said it's about 15 minutes too long. But fun movie. So yeah, definitely if you guys get a chance, stop in to an easy way to find us, Ampersand Thursday Night Frights on YouTube, and you'll find us Thursday night. And this is a fun movie. I'm looking forward to talking about it with Chris.
Yeah.
For my birthday. I'm 26.
He's just a kid. He's just a kid. They're right there is the channel in the chat, folks, and it is in the description to the video as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Happy to help promote, and it was a blast when we came over with you guys.
Yeah,
that was fun. And right now, I want to talk before we end the show tonight. I want to talk about some Friday the 13th, which is, of course, one of my favorite things.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And we have the Jason universe. Jason Universe launches new era in Friday the 13th franchise. And I have to say, this hockey mask is less than inspired. For those of you who haven't seen it, might be new here. The one on my arm is better than that. Like that's a shitty fucking drawing. Like that kind of bothers me as a fan. I'm like, man, that's not even the right fucking mask. Like,
right.
I see what you're doing here with the universe and the 13 in it, and I'm as a Friday the 13th fan, I'm apprehensive about anything. But I'm still, it's like I want more Friday the 13th. We've been waiting 15 years for it.
Right.
You know, and the Crystal Lake show, the hang-ups with that now, they need a new showrunner. They're going to go in a completely different direction, but they're still going to do the show. I'm like, man, this is going to be a dumpster fire.
Well, especially because they come out and they're like multi-platform, and then like everything behind it is, well, it's said to include games and experiences and merch, and it's like, well, are you bleeding the franchise for everything it's worth?
Yes.
Or are you adding to it? You know, it sounds like you're wringing it dry is what you're trying to do.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
It's getting the Marvel treatment, like what Disney did to Marvel. That's what. Oh man. Oh no.
Right. This is my favorite franchise. I don't want to see it bastardized.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool he shows up in like Dead by Daylight. You know, you have at least the hint of Jason still roaming around through games and whatnot. But to open up something big and be like, hey, we've got a lot in the works. Well, what do you got at stuff? What are you doing? A lot of stuff. Well, what does it include? Well, it could be games. Well, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to.
No, I like it. I like it.
Yep.
I don't always kill, but when I do, I.
Nice. Oh, but yeah, I don't know, man.
Right here. It says Horror Inc., the original owners of the Friday the 13th film franchise, are expanding the Jason universe across new entertainment comprised of games, immersive experiences, merchandise, and more. For decades, Jason shocked and thrilled audiences who kept coming back for more. We're excited to work with Victor Miller and Mark Toberoff, who is his lawyer, on new projects we'll announce in the coming months, says Robert Barsamian, president of Horror Inc. More announcements from Horror Inc. are expected throughout the year, in addition to the upcoming A24 and Peacock expanded prequel series Crystal Lake. So what I want to know is, what now? They don't want to do the Pamela angle, which is what
I think they should.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was all right with them doing a season of that, and then doing a jump forward or something.
Yeah.
I was fine with that because as long as they didn't put Elias Voorhees in there, because I'm like, it's not a character I feel we need.
No, we don't.
Nah.
That's why he was cut from part 6. It was like, we don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
You gotta have Pamela. You gotta have his mom. I mean, because like the trope is that he's the biggest mama's boy, right?
Yep.
You gotta have Pamela.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that again, such an interesting backstory of her losing her son and then losing her mind.
Yes, absolutely.
Would be a fantastic story and something that lends itself very well to a serial type show, if you will.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to it, and now, to be honest, I'm not. I'm just like, meh. We'll see. Whatever happens, happens.
I'm remaining cautiously optimistic against my better judgment.
Right.
But I mean, I look at it like this: if it comes out and it shits the bed, I've got the original 8 movies. I'm fucking cool.
Right.
I've got the other ones too, but I don't watch them as much as I do the Paramount ones.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if it comes out and it's fucking solid, and passable, and they do it, some justice, I'm good with that. As long as they don't fucking make it stupid. Like don't give it the 2022 Texas Chainsaw Massacre treatment.
Right.
Like, please don't.
Oh, I mean, remake after remake, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, that one in 2022 where he killed that bus full of influencers, although that scene was kind of nice. Seeing especially the one dude's like, he's got his phone and he's like, you try anything, bro, and you're fucking canceled. And he fucking guts him with a chainsaw. We've all been there mentally with those phones.
Right. Yes, yes. The one instance where having a cell phone in a movie is, works out well.
Yep, right. It was fine. It was fine. I like that. But yeah, this the Jason universe activation. I don't know. I'm not.
No.
Yeah. You're talking about the show. One thing that we talked about, Trina, last week with Tyler and Jason and J-Man was the premiere, or one of the episodes was going to feature an hour. It was the pilot, was going to feature like an hour-long chase scene.
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was going to be the pilot or just one of the episodes, but yeah.
Which I think it would have been cool because you would have got like the chase scene and then a bunch of like flashbacks from the person being chased to like develop them and push the story, which I like stuff like that. I do. I like, if the exposition is done properly and it's done right, that reminds me of like a Walking Dead type episode, like one of those bottle episodes, like the Morgan flashback where he meets, what was his name? The dude with the stick. You know who I'm talking? John Carroll Lynch. He's a fantastic fucking actor. But that kind of like the bottle episode would be the way I would see that hour-long episode is like, okay, so it's a bottle episode. Okay, those can be done right because The Walking Dead missed the mark on some of them, but some of them were good.
Yeah.
So I was all right with that. But yeah, we're gonna get a completely, because this is the thing with this show and them going back to, they were like 2 months away from shooting from all reports. And now it's like, so you've got everything in place. How much can you really change the story and still hit your deadline? You're going to have to fucking recast everybody. Adrienne King, I asked her on Instagram if she was still involved in it. Yeah. And she was like, I hope so. I'm like, well, fuck, it was kind of cool that I got an answer, but I'm like, I know she probably can't fucking say.
You can't say yes or no, but
yeah. I was hoping she was going to play Pamela Voorhees.
Yeah.
It makes sense for her to play that role.
Well, Al and I had talked about that, just opening up that side of it You could get, if you're going to do a series, you could get easy a couple seasons of some really cool lore backstory when it comes to her. Like, and I'd be down for it.
Absolutely. Back when she was a camp counselor and all that. And, and there's so much story there that can be written.
In my mind, right, in my own canon, in my mind, in the years between Jason drowning and her going to the camp to kill the counselors, she has killed others as well.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
So they could. There's all kinds of stuff they could do there.
Yep.
Because when she gets to the counselors, she's proficient, right? So she had to do some things to learn how to be proficient. That would be a really neat thing to see behind the scenes. Is like, how did she teach herself to be so good at this art?
Right.
Yep. No, a lot of practice. Yeah, Miller was the original screenwriter for this, and that was the lawsuit, was whether he was work for hire or if he was an employee. That's what the rights lawsuit, a lot of that was between him and Cunningham. So yeah. And Sean Cunningham still has the movie rights, which I know Blumhouse expressed interest in.
Oh yeah, they were all about. They really want to get their hands on it and jump back into it.
Yep. I mean, at this point, like I said, after the Platinum Dunes, I'm willing to give them a shot. I mean,
what would you think about? I'm sorry to interrupt. But what would you?
No, I was just going to say we've seen how bad it could get. Go ahead, bro.
No, you're right. So in on that line, what would you think about a company like A24, who's kind of known for allowing new, unknown artists to come in and tell their story? What would you think about a company like them taking over Friday the 13th? That would be an interesting, where you got like someone who's like new and looking at it from a different angle. What would you, as a fan, what would that?
I've seen a lot of A24 movies, and I've been very happy with them as a production company.
They're doing the series, so I'm like I said, they're doing the Crystal Lake series. It's A24 is the production studio, and Peacock is going to be the streamer for it. So
I wasn't aware. That's the reason I'm saying.
Yep. So A24 is doing the series. And that's I'm like I said, I've been reporting on that for like 2 years. I've been so excited. So when Brian Fuller and I talked about it last week, and I've been doing videos on it since November of last year or October, the end of October.
Right.
I seriously think, and this isn't substantiated, but this is just me speculating, conjecture, whatever you call it, is the fact, because I don't have any sources, the sexual assault allegations against Fuller levied by Sam Weinman
makes so much sense
from that Queer for Fear series, where he said he touched him and he did shit in the office and left tissues on the desk he was in and all kinds of shit. But then everybody on set had said that their Fuller didn't do anything. But where does you got to get both sides. So I don't know, and I didn't want this to be true because Fuller did such a great job with the Hannibal series.
Yeah,
very
absolutely, yeah.
So,
that's cool.
That's kind of why I think he exited the show. Is there might be something in the pipe coming down with that lawsuit, if it's gonna go criminal, if it's still. I think this would be civil. Right. So, but even then, A24 wouldn't want bad press with him being the showrunner for a series they've got a lot riding on. Right. So that could be the reason they parted ways too, and they made it look like he left or whatever. They just kind of parted ways. They're looking for a new showrunner now.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like what I said. It just having the allegation out there poisons the well. So like, even if they hold on to him until they know for sure, there's going to be some viewers that are going to be like, no, he's guilty, he's a pervert, this and that, and they'll boycott the show, and it poisons the well. So he's got to go with someone else.
Right. Well, and as we've seen on the internet, you're right. It doesn't take proof.
Yep.
All it takes is allegations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're burned.
And I'm not okay. So everyone's crystal clear on this. I don't know the situation. I don't know the behind the scenes. I'm not part of the legal team. I'm not anything. So all I'm doing is saying conjecture, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's guilty.
Right.
He's guilty.
Because in the end, you all have to remember that we're
Yeah.
supposed to be in a nation that believes in innocent until proven guilty.
Yes.
And we have turned, especially in the public eye, the exact opposite. That an allegation, I mean, Johnny Depp was a perfect example. Now, we all knew Johnny Depp is not right in the head. You know, like he's worth millions of dollars. All of the people that are worth millions of dollars have no idea how the real world truly works. And they do goofy shit. But he wasn't shitting in the bed, you know, like, and then everything came out and he's dropped from Disney's, this is that, and this, and now it's all kind of like, wow, you want to be in another Pirates of the Caribbean movie? Maybe. You know, it's weird. Said,
I that's the one thing I love about Johnny Depp is he flat out said, I will never work for Disney again after the way they treat me. And I should. No, he should not. Absolutely should not. No.
It's that whole being, you know, you're guilty in the public eye, and that's the problem with the media. That there's always a narrative to every story instead of hey, here's the facts. What's going on? You know, we have to have a direction.
I think it would have made a big difference had Disney come out after it was over and went, you know what, guys? We were wrong. We should not have fired him until we knew the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But we did, and Johnny Depp, we're sorry. And that would have went a huge, long way with everybody. But instead, it's Disney. And let's look at what they're doing right now, losing money hand over fist because they can't keep their political views out of everything they do.
Right.
Write a good story and we'll buy it. Until then, go away.
And to make matters even worse, what Disney did is instead of just, you know, coming out and apologizing about Depp, they kept Amber Heard on as an actor. Like,
makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't blame him for being like, screw Disney, I'm never working for them again.
I don't blame him for being salty. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
No, he did. And like I said, I'm not the hugest fan of his either because he's not really a good person.
No.
But I mean, he's not the one out shitting in the bed and on the streets in, like, where was it? Somewhere down in South America, she was shitting in front of her friends next to a light post. Right. I mean, just wait a second. I get to do it again. I get to do it again for the second time tonight. Damn it, Amber Heard. You ruin it for the rest of the
women.
Is that a turd on the pillow? Damn it, Amber.
Can you imagine that maid? Oh, no, Mr. Depp. Mr. Heard shitty in the bed. They're a big old steamer.
No,
again.
You clean. You clean. Need more clean. Need more lemon pledge.
That's awesome.
She actually blamed the dog. Like, you know how that's a thing? Like, you fart and it stinks really bad, so you blame the dog. She actually blamed the dog.
And I love how, like, and he's like, we have 5-pound dogs. You know?
Yeah.
That was not the dog.
That was
the way he said it.
Oh, she took a big old dump on the bed. What
the way he said it on the stand, he must have been, his internal dialogue must have been like, am I really saying this right now?
Under oath, I really have to talk about dog shit.
You know, it was funny though. I usually don't care for that kind of thing, but just watching him on the stand, I was just sitting there going, this guy, he's not right. He's not.
No.
God. There's got to be a part of him that's just laughing his ass off inside.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I mean, like, the Captain Jack is like, it's Johnny Depp as Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
As
exactly.
Captain Jack, so like that's who he is, I think, in real life. And that's cool.
Whatever.
You can get super pints of wine and
Some mega
all that
pints.
mega pints.
I think the thing that I love the most about him, honestly, is the fact that he doesn't take the roles that everyone else would take. He's like, I've done that. I don't have to do that. Let me do something different. And it's got the money that he can. But anyway, that's not where we were going. We were talking about Friday the 13th. How we got on Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, I have no clue.
Damn it, Amber.
Yeah, it's sometimes you just get off on tangents about, a grown woman standing up on a bed and literally angrily shitting. Just angry.
To assert dominance.
This is a vengeance poo.
She was like this. She's like up on the bed, just like
with the face.
And going, fuck you, Johnny. Fuck you.
I'm gonna shit on these walls. I'm gonna fart in your mouth.
She's dragging her ass on the carpet. He's hitting her with a fucking newspaper.
Oh my God, stop.
Damn it, Amber, stop it. He's got a bottle of rum in his hand. He goes into full Captain Jack. Damn, the woman shit on the carpet. This is a fucking problem, mate. What are we going to do about this one?
Oh, my God.
You take a swig of me rum here. She's a lively one, isn't she? I just turned into Steve Irwin. Croc, you hope she doesn't go full stingray.
How did you end up in Australia with that one?
I don't fucking know.
All right. So I have to share this with you, Etep, because you brought it up. I have psoriasis, and on my legs, I have a couple of big spots that people will often mistake for like motorcycle pipe burns.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's every time. I'm the only one that gets it. My wife just looks at me and shakes her head. It's like, I can't believe you even still do this joke. But people go, oh man, are you okay? What happened? And I go, oh, well, first of all, I was there the day Steve Irwin died. And she just looks at me, shakes her head like, no one gets it but you. I'm like, I don't care. It makes me laugh. That's all I care about.
God. Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, so hopefully Friday the 13th doesn't end up on an expensive bed and pillow.
That's I think where that's a good segue.
In oiled form.
I think what happened was someone said, we hope that A24 doesn't shit the bed. And then once that was said, then we went off on a tangent about,
Hang on. Jamie, I'm gonna need to see that footage. Jamie, pull it. Can we pull that footage? Can we pull Amber's relationship up with her father, Jamie?
Right. I don't think how funny that is.
Error. It says error 404. Father not found.
Right.
Chris and I had this exact conversation with his wife this week, where he was like, "I'll just be Jamie, and Chris can ask."
I can Jamie that shit on the fly.
I'm gonna look stuff up on the and tell me, and I'll just look shit up for him on the fly like Jamie. And I was rolling because I did said, "Well, Jamie, can you pull that footage for me?"
I only see one girl and a bed. Where's the cup?
Oh my God, no. Please don't.
Don't roll that footage. Don't do it.
No. But thank you, Alan and Chris. Alan, happy birthday again, brother. Thank you for sharing
happy
your
birthday
with us, man.
Absolutely.
It was great having you guys again. Go ahead and tell the folks where they can find you one more time, brother.
Chris, go ahead.
You got bio.link/graverev. That'll take you to all of our socials. At Thursday Night Frights on YouTube, take you to our live Thursday show. We do have a Tuesday pre-tape show as well. Getting content out there, talking horror. We love the horror community. Can't thank you enough, Etep, Trina, for inviting us on again. Appreciate the laughs. We had some fun.
Every time this is the second time we've been on here. Both times we have laughed ourselves silly and had a good time. And I appreciate you guys for allowing us to just be ourselves and just have a good time with this stuff. So thank you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Blast having you guys.
Thank you. And if you don't mind, before we sign off, I'd like to sign off as we do on Grave Reviews. Ladies and gentlemen, until we meet again, and until you sign back on to this lovely channel and watch these guys make great reviews as well, may all of your nightmares be groovy.
Awesome.
Thank you. Awesome. Trina, you got anything?
Well, yeah, you can check out my channel at Real Horror, REEL. I got a new figure review up of Ezio from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and yeah, there'll be some more figure reviews coming, and old movie reviews are up. Yeah, you can check me out there. That's about it. Had a blast tonight, and yeah, looking forward to the next review.
Thank you, as always, Mrs. Co-host. Thank you to our guests, Alan and Chris from Grave Reviews. Check them out. Make sure you subscribe, follow them on the socials. Their link is in the description, and it's in the chat right now. And I am going to have my Raw review, which I haven't watched Raw for Monday night yet. I'll have a Raw review up. Still up in the air. We might be covering King and Queen of the Ring right here, even though Queen of the Ring doesn't need to happen. It's a waste of time and money, but we'll get into that. And then let's see, I got Raw review. I'm going to get a Smack. I'll try. I don't know if I'll have a SmackDown review. We'll break that down on the pre-show if we do King of the Ring. And I will be watching fucking AEW Sunday Night with Draven because I love him. I hate AEW, but I'm going to sit through it with him because it's been a while, and I like Swerve Strickland. So there's my wrestling talk. I'll have a couple more individual reviews up and some clips from the Monday night show from last night. If you missed that, holy shit. Yeah, I'll have I got some really good sound bites from that one. But thank you, everybody. Thank you to all the channel members. Patreon is coming very soon. Within the next 2.5 to 3 weeks, I'll have the Patreon ready to go. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us. I'm Etep from the Place to Be Reviews. We have been here with all these. We don't see you. Have a great day, a pleasant tomorrow. We'll catch you on the next one. And remember, it's always better to burn out than fade away.